What's going on, everyone? The Wired Warrior, one of the first, if not the first, 72-volt electric bicycles. I've only seen one other 72-volt bike, and it had a direct drive motor in it, where this one has a geared hub motor. And not just any geared hub motor. This is a newly developed 2,000-watt continuous hang tie motor, and it's exclusive to Wired e-bikes. No one else has got it. And it is a powertrain unlike anything else I've tested before. Insane power, insane torque numbers. And if you're in the market for a powerful e-bike, then you got to see what this bike has to offer before you make your buying decision. Now, before we get too far into things, I'll let you know that the Warrior bike is currently available on pre-order, and the shipment of bikes should be arriving in the USA around the beginning of May. So that gives you a little bit of a timetable of how long it's going to take for you to get your hands on one of these. The current price is $25.99 plus shipping, and I was able to lock in a limited time $100 discount code. So if you decide you want one of these, be sure to use that code in the description. This 72-volt Warrior will also be offered in a step-through frame, and that one's going to be called the Scout. It's going to have the same exact specs, just a different frame, and these bikes will fall in between the $2,000 Wired Freedom and Cruiser and on the high end, the $34.99 dual-motor Wired Predator. Now, for those of you that were considering the dual-motor Predator, or maybe you have one on order, I have some major Predator updates to share with you toward the end of this video, so stick around for that. This Warrior bike has quite a few upgrades, so let me give you just a 60-second rundown of some of the specs, and then I'll show you some of my test footage. The Warrior has dual 72-volt batteries, and fully charged is about 84 volts. The frame integrated battery is a 20 amp hour, and the rear rack battery is a 15 amp hour, and both packs are made with Samsung S cells, which are high discharge cells. This is needed because the Warrior uses a 55 amp controller, and all this power is fed to a newly developed hang tie 2,000-watt continuous motor, which is exclusive to Wired e-bikes and has a peak output nearing 5,000 watts. The wheels were upgraded to double wall rims and 10-gauge spokes, and it rides on heavy-duty tires, able to handle the 50-mile-an-hour speed. It has torque sensing pedal assist that's also programmable to be a cadence sensor if you prefer, and being a Wired bike, you still have the 4-piston Gemma brakes with 203 rotors, upright BMX bars, and 4-link suspension with adjustable air shock. Now that you know the basic specs, let me show you some of the testing I did on acceleration and top speed. All right, so let's show you what some accelerations look like here. This is with the quick start on the strongest start. Full power. 3, 2, 1, go. Kicks in really hard. And it's really easy. Actually, the first time I put it into the fast start, whew, man. You gotta be careful. You gotta be careful. It's so much power. It'll pull that front wheel up in the air like this. Just a little pop in the air there, which if you're not expecting it, can really get away from you. You can really make it go. That's a lot of torque off the line. I'll give you another acceleration for you. Lean forward so we get good bite. Ready? 3, 2, 1, go. Very strong accelerating. It would be interesting to line it up against like the Predator, you know, because this thing, it just catches and goes. There's no wheel spin. It's instantaneous hit of that motor. I've been beaten on this thing. They told me I can try to break it. I have not been kind to this at all. All right, here we go. See what it's got. Pulls hard, I'll tell you that. Well, we're up to 30 already. 40 with ease. $48. Got a headwind. $49 on the bike. I duck down. It's like 48, 49. Wow. That is cooking though. 49.4 on the bike, 48 GPS. I think without that headwind, you might crack 50. Wow. Pretty great speed on this thing. Also pretty great pull. Like just from 20 and it just pulls like crazy. You get to 40 like nothing. Okay, woo, let's slow down. Let's slow down. I mean, mid-30s are so easy. Mid-40s are so easy on this thing. Jeez, oh man. And it howls too. I know you hear that. When you put this under the motor under power like that, it's fine if you're just like coasting and giving it a little power. But when you put it under stress, that clutch is screaming at you, man. And I did ask them about that. They said that noise is the clutch pack that's in this motor, and they're going to be changing that. So it should be quieter on production model. With this one, man, look at that. I mean, at just around 50 right now, I think 48, 49 is where this is about right now. That's the prototype. And they're telling me that the production is going to go 50 plus. That's more than enough, way more than enough. This is more than enough. I'm happy at 40. 50 or close to it is a lot of speed on a bicycle. I kind of get the feeling too that Wired's they're not chasing the top speed number, because they could make it go 50 or more easily. I mean, look at the Predator. That Predator bike is 6,000 watts. Dual motor, 6,000 watts. And it goes like 44 miles an hour. I mean, they can make that thing go 50, no problem, but they don't. I think they must be focused more on the torque and that strong, torquey acceleration off the line and hill climb power, because it's on the motor windings. You just do the windings different and you get more speed out of it and a little bit less torque. So 50 mile an hour on a bicycle, if you've never done it before, most of you probably haven't, it's about all the faster you want to go. So on my initial ride on this thing, I'm going to say this bike isn't really about the speed. It's got pretty great speed, but it feels so much more about that torque. That motor is an absolute beast. It's huge too. There's a huge motor in there, and it just feels so torquey strong. Like you can't kill it. So great acceleration and a top speed of 48 to 49 miles per hour on this prototype sample bike. Now they're telling me they're going to make a couple changes to the motor. Number one, to quiet it down a little bit. And number two, to push it over the 50 mile an hour mark. I think they kind of see that 50 as a benchmark number, or for customers buying a 72 volt bike, they're probably going to want it to achieve 50. So they're going to make sure that happens, that it hits 50 or even maybe a little bit higher, which is a crazy amount of speed for a bike that is sub $3,000. And yes, this bike is much faster and much cheaper than the dual motor Wired Predator. So if you've got one of those, you're looking at buying one of those, or you got one on order, hang on, because I got so much more to tell you about the second batch, the next batch of those Predator bikes coming. They could be very pleased, so hang tight. I promise we'll get to that. Where I think this Warrior bike really shines is the torque. It's just crazy strong. Where other motors give out, this one does not. Check this out. All right, just for fun, I think we could try our hill climb test, our timed hill climb run here. I think it's going to lay down a record time up this hill. Current record holder is the Wired Predator, which I ran up the hill in like 13 point something seconds. So here we go. We'll give this a shot. 3, 2, 1, go. Good launch. Kept the front end down. It's moving. And time. Whew. We wrestled it up the hill. That might be a new record. It's got to be right there. It's got to be right around 13 seconds, if not faster. That was really strong. We're going to have to find, this thing has so much torque. I can't describe the amount of torque and pull this thing has. We're going to have to find something harder. All right, cameras are all set up. We're going to try a steeper hill climb here. I've climbed this hill with a bunch of other bikes, and you got to get a nice run at it from over there, and then the all-wheel drives will dig and claw their way to the top. I mean, this is pretty steep. Why should we walk up it here? Give you a sense of how steep the thing is. But we're going to do it differently with this bike. We're not going to give it any run. We're going to start like right here, basically at the base of the hill. So there's no lead in. Okay, I'm going to have to lean way forward to keep the front end down probably, but Here we go. 3, 2, 1, go. Wow. Wow, that was easy. Usually when you put it under this much stress, you feel the motor just kind of shudder and just give out. This one never gives out. Here we go. Never gives out. Wow. Gosh. Great torque. All right, since they've given me free rein to abuse this bike, I'm going to. I like this short, steep little hill right here. Believe it or not, the 750 watt bikes, they can't even climb this. They fail halfway up. And a lot of times I'll back up here to get a run at it. This bike doesn't even need a run at it. I'm just gonna start here, like pointing up on the hill. We're just gonna hit the throttle and let it go. Ready? 3, 2, 1, go. I mean, it's like a tractor. It goes right up that. So if you get out in the woods and you're stopped on a hill, side hill, like this, oh, you got off balance, you had to put your feet down. Now you got to start in the middle of the hill. No problem, hit the throttle. Dig right out. Wow, strong. What does it take to kill this motor? Here we go. And stop and hit it. And stop and hit it. Whoa. Oh man, look at that. I was rolling backwards and hit it. It just dug its way out. The motor didn't stop. I'm gonna torture this thing. Oh man, look at that. Gun it. Oh, jeez. Like wheeling and spinning out the rear wheel. And throttle. Oh God, I feel bad doing this, but it's just taking it. So this new 2000 watt continuous hang time motor that Wired has gotten their hands on is quite strong. It took everything I threw at it and it's still going. I was really impressed with the power, so I decided to just torture it even more. Okay, Wired, you said I could try to break this thing. So, careful what you wish for. We're about to see if this Warrior can pull my trailer. Plus, the Wired Cruiser, the Wired Predator, and the Wired Freedom all on there. So 300 pounds of bikes, and what do you think this trailer weighs? 900 pounds? I don't know.
I don't know.
You're my cameraman, and you're gonna watch the trailer doesn't get out of control. We try to get a level spot here. Pop assistant, always coming through, helping me out.
Okay. That's what I said. Once you get going, you got to keep going. Did you have it wide open?
No, I barely touched it. It was too easy. On wheels, it's no problem. I could drag this thing on a mile with ease.
The toe strap's too long. If we shortened it up, you wouldn't lose so much control of this.
True. I mean, we can do that if you want. I got to get a shot of the disapproval.
You're crazy.
No problem. Tow it the whole way home?
Tow it up. I'll stand behind it if it starts going backwards.
Yeah. You got to go uphill.
I know.
Again with the disappointment. This is amazing. Come on.
I'm just judging you.
Our new tow vehicle for my trailer.
Go get the shovel.
Towing the trailer was just too easy, so I decided to try to tow something without wheels. All right, here comes the wifey. What's up?
Hey babe, can you move these pallets? I gotta move my car.
These pallets?
Yes.
Okay, I'll get them out of the way for you.
Thank you.
Yep.
slipped.
Oh my god. You got that in it. You moved them.
I couldn't turn because the ropes on the side of the bike.
Oh, no, you should leave it. It's funny. Okay. Action. God. Your dad's silly, huh?
The Warrior made pretty quick work of towing those 4 pallets up the incline of my driveway. But surely the 6,000 watt dual motor Predator can tow 4 pallets, right? Ooh, wow. Go.
Now we gotta try this one.
Now that Predator bike is probably the most powerful bike in my garage. I was a little surprised to see it didn't have the power to tow those pallets very far, but that just goes to show you the incredible torque of this new 2,000 watt continuous motor. And spoiler alert, that Predator that you just saw trying to tow the pallets, it's already been retired by Wired. They're working on the 2nd generation of the Predator bike, which is going to be shipping out to customers soon. And that next generation of Predator bike is going to have this motor. So it'll have ample power. In fact, probably even more power than this Warrior bike. But more details on the 2nd gen Predator specs in just a moment. Normally, it's not too hard to overpower these hub motors, but not the case with this one. It has some real low-end grunt. Now, eventually, I decided I need to take this Warrior bike to failure. So I tried 5 pallets. So I tried 6 pallets. So 6 was the magic number that eventually stopped it. And honestly, if I would have been on level ground, I think it would have towed it. If it hadn't been for the incline of the driveway, I'm pretty sure it would have drugged those 6 pallets. But that was just enough to bring it to a stop. I got a current fault error code on the screen and it kind of stopped it. I had to shut the bike off, turn it back on to clear it, and we're back up and running, no harm. So very impressive. So certainly a lot of power in the Warrior bike, but it's got a bunch of other cool features too. 48, 49 on the speed, but what I want to see is what was the maximum watts it had. I think I saw it hit 4,800 something, because this has a cool little feature on it. Every time you reset the trip meter, it resets all the max numbers, like average speed, max speed, all that. So let's go through them. I can zoom in here for you. All right, so average speed's been 15 miles an hour and 1,057 watts. Maximum 49.4 miles an hour, 48.43 on the watts. Pretty cool. It keeps track of your average power that you're using, the average watts, and the maximum watts. That's a cool little feature to have. All right, start strength I've got on 0. That's the fastest. I'm going to put it to, we'll put the slowest. There's 3. Set, return out of here, and exit. Okay. So here is a more drivable start. Slow start, 3, 2, 1, go. It's still, I mean, it still pulls hard off the line, but it's not that real, like, just punch. So you don't get that jerkiness in the throttle. This is way more drivable. But if we go in and we set the throttle lower, that'll make it more drivable too. Advanced settings, and then go to throttle percentage right there. I've got it at 100% throttle, and when we can back it down, put it at 70. I'm gonna put 70, and we'll see what that feels like. All right, here we go. This is a 70% throttle. Yeah, this is like if you just want to drive around daily. It's still strong, but it's not like crazy pop off the line strong. Oh, and another thing, you can see right here, it says torque. This bike is a torque sensor. However, it does have a torque cadence feature. So I can, if I don't like torque sensor, I can turn it to cadence. You just go into the settings, and it's in the advanced set, and toggle down to, oh, I missed it right there, drive mode. Cadence or torque, you got the option. So if I do cadence, should be a cadence sensor now. It was torque. I had to push on the pedals to get the power. All right, let's give it a shot. Does the cadence feature actually work? I don't know. Let's find out. I haven't tried it yet. All right, I'm just gonna rotate. Oh yeah, kicked right in. I'd like not even a half a turn. I'm not pushing it at all, and it's giving me 480 watts. So there are lots of programming options in this display. You can increase or decrease your throttle power. You can choose your number of pedal assists. You can choose how much power is delivered in each one. You can choose cadence or torque sensing pedal assist. You can choose your start strength. This display is such a good upgrade from that LCD 8H display. It's much easier to navigate and user-friendly, and there's so many more options in it. And although I didn't show it very much, it does allow you to tame the bike down and make it very manageable to drive. I just went full crazy with it. Now, I did mention a couple times that this is a prototype bike. This is the very first one they ever made, just for testing purposes. And there's a couple things that'll be different on the production models. I already mentioned the motor. They're gonna change out the clutch, make it a little quieter, increase the top speed by a couple miles an hour so it cracks 50 or more. It's probably gonna have some kind of Warrior graphics or badging on it, probably right here on the frame. This one's kind of blank. The forks will be different. These are X-Show forks, and it's gonna have the RST guide forks that Wired always uses. I like those better anyway. And the tires. It's gonna have these same exact tires, but they're probably not gonna say Heb Allscape on them. So they'll probably just be blank with no lettering on the side. But other than that, it's pretty much gonna be just like this. All right, now for those of you that have already pre-ordered a Wired Predator, or you're thinking about the Predator, well, hang on, let me go grab the Predator really quick. Okay, here is the Predator bike. And you might be saying, all right, why would I order this one when you just showed me a bike that's higher voltage, higher speed, more torque, and costs a significant amount less? Well, here's why. This right here is one of the initial Predator bikes. They only made 100 of these, but since there was still some demand, Wired decided they would make another batch. But this is retiring. It will no longer look like this or be like this. The next round of Predator bikes that is coming out, for all those of you that ordered one, it's gonna have some major upgrades. The first is it will share the frame with the Warrior. So this frame, no longer for the Predator, it will look like this frame. The next change is both wheels will be able to be programmed independently. So you can have the rear on fast start and the front motor on slow start, the rear at 100% throttle power, the front at 25%, any combination of power you want, you'll be able to do it. They've already sent me the programming and I downloaded it in here. It's pretty awesome. I don't know of any other all-wheel drive bikes that allow you to independently program each wheel like that. Also, moving forward, no more will it be 60 volts. The Predator is moving to 72 volts, just like the Warrior. And the Predator is also getting that exclusive 2000 watt continuous motor in the rear. This model here, 60 volt, it's got a 1500 watt hang torque motor in the back and a 1000 watt EW motor in the front. The next batch of Predators going forward, it's gonna have the 2000 continuous exclusive motor in the back, and in the front is gonna be a 1500 watt continuous. So both motors are increasing in sizes. Both controllers are also increasing. This has 50 amp on the back, 40 on the front. It's gonna be a 55 amp on the back and a 45 on the front. And they tell me it's gonna be capable of around 8,000 watts and nearly 60 miles an hour, which is mind-bending numbers for an electric bicycle. So if you already have this Predator in order, brace yourself because you are about to receive an absolute animal of a bike. I'll also put a link to the Predator bike in the description below if you want to check it out further. It's $34.99 for this one. And I believe I still have that $50 discount code if you want to use that. And I should have some more content on the new Predator coming out in the next few weeks. But let's get back to the Warrior. So lots of upgraded features on the Warrior, tremendous power, but definitely not a bike for everyone. I would say experienced riders only, confident riders only, responsible responsible riders only, because this is one serious machine. It can be hard for some folks to handle. I mean, you've got heavier motors, heavier batteries, thicker tires, new frame, ready to ride. This bike weighs 145 pounds. This Warrior and the step-through version, the Scout, they're gonna sit in the middle of Wired's lineup, right? They're $25.99 plus shipping, which I think is like $275. And then don't forget about my $100 discount, which I think that's only good for a limited time. So use that if you buy one. And then you're gonna get this bike delivered to you for less than 2,800 bucks. I mean, when they told me the price, I could kind of feel my eyes widen. Like, for real? $25.99? If you're looking for speed, power, this sounds like a heck of a deal. But again, this is not a bike for everyone. So choose the bike that is right for you, not because some guy on YouTube likes it. I hope you found this video helpful and informative. Click that subscribe button on your way out. See you in the next one.